If you would like to attend a live show, go to our website at studio1.und.edu.
Evening gowns, talent, and swimsuit are some of the categories for a pageant competition. Yet interviews and onstage questions prove they are not all glitz and glamour. Miss North Dakota Laura Harmon is here to share her experiences right off the Miss America stage. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today, Laura.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Well, to start off, how are you readjusting back from life of Miss America? Have you been able to take a breath and have some rest?
I actually left town for a couple weeks and spent about 2 weeks in the backcountry of Montana doing some elk hunting with some friends. So I was away from mirrors and cell phone service for a solid 2 weeks. So now it's fun getting back to real life again.
So can you take me back to the history when you actually got involved in pageants? Were you a childhood pageant girl?
I actually didn't start doing pageants until I was 19 years old. So I definitely got a start in the game when I was fully aware of who I was as a person. And I think that's really what helped me become a stronger competitor, because I was so sure of who I was and I knew what I wanted to accomplish.
Could you go and describe to me that feeling you experienced when you felt that crown being placed on your head for Miss North Dakota?
It was a little strange. You don't really see the crown, they just stick it on your head. So it's this really heavy feeling on the top of your head, and there's a ton of people standing up, the judges are standing up, the lights are in your face, and everyone's clapping. And then it kind of sinks in about a week later what really happened.
Where it's just overwhelming, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Tell me, what is your platform?
My platform is called Energy Kids, Raising Responsible Energy Users. And it's all about teaching kids sustainable living habits, teaching them their environmental consequences.
Now, you have experienced, pageant competitions in all three tiers, whether it's regional, state, and national. Can you kind of compare those, what they're like?
Well, I started off as Miss Grand Forks. I actually had competed for the title of Miss Grand Forks for 4 years. So it was really exciting to finally represent my hometown. So after winning Miss Grand Forks, I went on to state, and that takes place in Williston. So it's a lot different from Williston to Atlantic City, New Jersey, I'll tell you what. So everything from the level of competitors to the amount of competitors to even the community members, the people in the audience, really changed drastically, going from Grand Forks to Williston all the way to Atlantic City.
Well, just to lead into that next question, you go and describe that you were in Atlantic City for 2 weeks, correct? What were some of the things you experienced, the fun activities? I think we have a picture right up showing that you were in the Show Me Your Shoes competition. Could you describe those fun 2 weeks?
Well, the Show Us Your Shoes parade is an absolutely extremely fun event that we get to do as pageant title holders. It's a tradition in Atlantic City to do the parade of shoes, and every girl picks a state emblem basically to represent her state. As you can see, I picked sunflowers because North Dakota is the leading producer of sunflowers. So it was exciting to get to represent my state. There was probably about 140,000 people there, so it was a little overwhelming to see more people than I'd see in our entire city in one parade, but it was about 2.5 hours long, and so it was probably my favorite event of the entire week.
Go and describe to me, how you were feeling, what was going through your mind being at the Miss America stage, what you're feeling with your emotions.
Well, it's a kind of a roller coaster. By the end of the 2 weeks, you are extremely sleep deprived. You basically go for 15 to 16 hours straight every day for 2 weeks. And so by the end of it, it's all kind of a whirlwind, and it's all almost a dream by the end of it because you're so exhausted. So by the end of it, it was kind of a relief to just have the 2 weeks over under my belt. I'd been at Miss America like I'd always dreamed, and that was kind of the culminating feeling of everything.
Well, I'm sure you don't get a lot of sleep during those 2 weeks. So when you go in and describe those, we talk about all the aesthetic elements of competition for the hair, the makeup, the spray tan. How do you prepare yourself mentally?
Mentally, I definitely like to think about why I want to be Miss America. It took me a long time to get into the mindset as to what I would do as Miss North Dakota, and if I were Miss North Dakota, what I wanted to accomplish and the kind of Miss North Dakota I wanted to be. So turning that around and going, what kind of Miss America would I be? Who do I want to be as Miss America? In 3 months was definitely a difficult mental process for me to do. So I think that I went there ready to be Miss America, and fortunately I get to come back and be Miss North Dakota, which I had dreamed of being for so many years.
What are the preconceived ideas about pageant girls that you really hope to address?
People seem to think that we just care about our hair and our makeup. We don't know that there's more to us. Most of us are very accomplished and intelligent young women. The current Miss America was in the process of applying to med school. Now she has to take a year off of those applications, but she'll come back to it. Nina was a very sweet girl. We got really close during the year, so I'm excited to see where she goes with her year as Miss America, but also to remember that we are aspiring young women and leaders in our professions.
What are some things that you hope to accomplish during your reign as Miss North Dakota?
Well, I definitely want to just get out the word of the Miss America organization. I didn't know how to start doing pageants when I first began. I had just seen Miss America on television and dreamed of being just like her. And now I realize that I want to make sure people know how to get involved in the organization at a local level. But I also want to reach out into the schools. Miss North Dakota, one of her biggest jobs is speaking to children in schools and being that role model for them to look up to. So I'm excited to get into a lot of local classrooms and talk to them about my platform of sustainable living habits.
Well, I wish you all the best luck during your reign as Miss North Dakota, and thank you so much for stopping by at our show today.
Thank you.